Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the previous session where we discussed how to create a Kubernetes cluster, how to install the packages such as kubeadm, kubectl, kubelets. And we're going to follow the same process for setting up the worker node as well. In this session, I would go over those steps as you can see on the screen. There's pretty straightforward 5 steps. Bottom of the screen, the sudo kubeadm join command, which is highlighted in red to make it stand out, is the only differentiator here. Another thing that we're not going to do in the worker node setup is the network add-on module for pod networking, Calico, which we have done for the master. So worker node, we do not need that step. So pretty much everything else is the same. Without further ado, let's get it started. This is the IP address of my worker node. I would like to SSH to this IP address. So I'm going to copy this to my clipboard and come back to my terminal, paste that over here. Again, the same process, same set of commands, except the pod network add-on on the worker node. Pretty straightforward, guys. So let's go for it. We're on the worker node now. I will be repeating the same set of commands that we applied on the master node again, except the pod network add-on. Okay, so the system is updated and upgraded. The command that we used is here, that I've copied it here before. So I wanted to cut it short, so I don't want to go back through this entire output. It's pretty lengthy, but this was the command that we used. So let's proceed to the next step. So we're going to install the Docker environment as a runtime, container runtime here. So sudo apt get install -5 docker.io. Okay, so the Docker setup is now ready. Okay, so let's update the system one more time for the app package index. We will now copy the command for installing the package index certificates and packages. Next step, as we did for the master, download the GPG keys and decode the GPG signing key again. Now we have to make an entry in the etc hosts file for the Kubernetes master. So I'm gonna add an entry for the master with its IP address and then the host name. So now the worker node knows when it has to connect to the cluster, the master's IP address. Let's save the file. And we have the etc hosts showing the IP address of the master that we just added here. So that confirmed. So now we should be able to install the packages for kubeadm and kubelet and kubectl. So at this point, I would simply copy the command instead of typing. So pretty much done. At this point, we will be pinning the version here. So app mark hold will pin the version that 1.19100. That's what we want. Now we have the last command to execute to get the worker node join the cluster. In order for me to do that, I would have to go back to master and read through that file for the output the Kubernetes master generated, when the kubeadm generated during the install, creating the cluster. So that what we're looking for is kubeadm join with the token and hash. So let's go grab it from the master node. This is the master node. There's a kubeadm here. So what we were looking for is this command, copying. without spaces here, guys, to make sure there's no errors. And exit from the master, come back to worker node. So we're back on the worker node, and this is the place we would have to execute that command to join the cluster. Okay. Make sure there is no spaces between the SHA and the token. Everything is intact. Let's give it a shot. This definitely tells us that we did not use sudo because we're running a regular dollar prompt here. So that basically is a regular user. So I have now entered with sudo. This should run smooth and complete the cluster joining process. There you go. So the node has joined the cluster. Certificate signing request was sent to the API server and response was also received, which is very good news. And the kubelet was informed of the new secure connection details as well. So now if we go back onto the master node and run this command kubectl get nodes, we should be able to see the worker node there. There you go. So the worker node is ready. So the next step is for us to verify that we are able to deploy kubectl deploy pod or a deployment to worker node. There you go. kubectl get deploy to make sure that the deployment is there and it's getting ready. kubectl get pods. It's running as well. So if I do -o wide, we would see that the deployment was successful. We have the pod running, and then the pod is running on the worker node with this IP address that you have seen, like 192.168. So this is where that I was talking about the CIDR IPv4 pool that the calico.yaml we were referring to. And then this is running on the worker node. So with that, the cluster is all set, and we have the 2-node cluster running. Kubernetes master being the control plane, worker node being the node for managing all the running, all the parts and the deployments.